Hey everyone, welcome back to Lackluster. Today I'm going to be doing a look with this fun palette from Pretty Vulgar. It's a really cute palette. There's a mirror, those are the colors. They're an indie makeup brand, they're cruelty free. This is my first product from them that I bought just a week or two ago. So I'm excited to do a look with that. And we're going to be talking about, drum roll please, I can't do the sound, so sorry. We're going to be talking about consuming media, specifically media that abusive people or bigoted people have created. So from, we'll talk about the boxing match that happened recently with Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. We'll talk about people in film who are abusive, Johnny Depp, Woody Allen, etc., musicians, and we'll kind of just go from there, I guess. Sound good? I hope so. So I want to start by saying that you are not a bad person if you do consume media by shitty people. No, you're not a bad person. However, if you're not thinking critically about what it is that you're consuming, I would really urge you to start doing that. I think that's a really important thing that many of us don't want to do because we might be a huge fan of somebody, but like once we find out about their personal life, we kind of let it slide because we're such a big fan. And that's exactly the kind of shit we shouldn't be doing. So let's get started with the look though first. So I'm going to, God, my nose is running. I just had some spicy stir fry, so that would be why. So I'm going to put, I think, this color Rise. Ugh, I'm still learning how to fucking do this color right here, on my lid and just sort of cover my lid in that color. So let's start with the boxing match that everybody was like so fucking stoked about. I had a big issue with that because why are people so excited to watch a man who has been abusive towards women more than once, beat up a racist, homophobic dude? I just think like both of them sound like they're awful human beings, okay? But I want to talk about how, media, entertainment, sports, all this shit, abusive people consistently, not only do they get away without consequences from their abuse, but they get fucking rewarded. So for me, I was thinking about last night so of course, Floyd Mayweather won the match, and people were celebrating and cheering and, all of that shit. And I just kept thinking, like, man, how fucking shitty that must feel to be one of the women that he abused. And to, like, see all these fucking people cheer for your abuser, essentially. That's gotta suck. That's gotta feel so fucking shitty. So I know a lot of people, too, were like, well, it's entertaining, whatever. Well, okay, sure, but you watching that stuff, you're supporting abusive people. Like, you can tell yourself that you're not, but you are. Whether you paid to watch the fight or you didn't pay, you're still in some way supporting abusive people over survivors, which is really shitty. And I had just learned the other night too that Conor McGregor is like a huge fucking racist, which I'm not surprised. But so like it just, both men, honestly, if I could have seen both of them get knocked out somehow, that would have been the best way for that match to end, quite frankly. But alas, that did not happen. So that's the first thing. I think too, you know, this opens up a greater conversation about, like I said earlier, how do we consume entertainment? How do we consume media? We see this kind of shit happening all the time, especially in sports, with abusive men consistently being rewarded for their behavior and consistently getting away with their behavior. We also see this in, you know, music. Chris Brown, hello. I mean, and he just recently talked about how Rihanna started the fight. So again, like, he's, you know, more victim blaming, which is bullshit. Which I don't care if she started the fight. From what I read, it was because she caught him cheating and looked at his phone. So he's just pissed he got caught and decided to beat her up. Like, what the fuck? That is not a normal human reaction to something. So he's canceled, whatever. Okay, I'm going to go in with, let's see, this color Unveil, I think. It's like a really deep kind of purpley brown. Yeah, I think that's what that is. So, you know, people still love Chris Brown. People still fucking taunt Rihanna about, like, her getting beat up, which is fucked up. I mean, it's not her fault. It is never the survivor's fault. And we see this too, you know, you can look at people who are huge Woody Allen fans, people who are huge Johnny Depp fans. Like, all these dudes are abusive people, you know? And there's, like, solid fucking evidence. Not that we need evidence, but because you should always just believe a survivor regardless. But there's actually fucking evidence. Like, but no, people want to look the other way, because if it comes in between your fandom, you know, then it's like all of a sudden, oh, I don't care, like, whatever. Or the people who say, like, well, I don't care what they do in their personal life. Well, maybe you should care, because just because someone's a good actor, a good singer, a good dancer, good at whatever sport they play, like, I don't know, for me, I'm not able to separate that shit, and I don't really want to. That feels really gross to me. And you're doing a huge disservice to survivors by doing that. And maybe, again, that's partially because I'm a survivor, and maybe, you know, I'm sure that comes into play within my own bias of this shit. But even before I was a survivor, if I found out that, like, some celebrity or whatever was an abuser, I was like, all right, well, fuck this person. I'm not going to go pay to see their movie, or I'm not going to watch their movie, or buy their record, or download it, whatever the fuck, you know? And so I'm not saying either that, like, you need to throw out all your shit that's, like, you know, that an abusive person has created. No, I'm not saying that. I mean, ideally, sure, that would probably be good, but I'm not saying you have to do that, because obviously you spent money, whatever. But think about what it is that you're consuming and be critical about it, you know? I'm not saying you have to feel bad about it, but fucking question it. Like, why is it important? Like, and think about the survivors in these situations. I'm going to go in with Victory. God damn it. This brown color, just in the outer corner. So this is what it looks like so far. I'm pretty into this palette because, like, browns, purples, pinks look really good on brown eyes. And It's really, I think this palette can be really useful for like everyday eyeshadow wear, although the look I'm doing is going to be kind of dark for maybe an everyday. But I think the colors in this palette are really nice in that way, that it's really kind of meant to be a daily wear. If I had time in the morning to do my makeup, I would do this, or to do my eyeshadow anyways. I typically don't, because I'd have to get up like really fucking early if I wanted to do that, and I just don't care that much. Hence the name of this channel, Lackluster, get it? Yeah. Anyways, like, obviously we can't boycott the world. There are a lot of abusive people in this world. And so I'm not saying like, you know, well, time to throw out all your shit. I mean, whatever. And you know, the old saying of how everyone is problematic. Well, yes, of course, but abuse goes beyond problematic, in my opinion. So I think that's something we really desperately need to be in constant thought about, and how we're talking about it. Especially because, you know, more often than not, when you're talking about this shit, like, there's probably a survivor around you, with the way statistics are. And so that's a surefire way to make a survivor feel like crap, is to just be like, well, yeah, I know Johnny Depp, like, was abusive towards Amber Heard, but he's just such a good actor. Like, that sounds awful, okay? And it's ridiculous. Okay, so this is what the eyes are looking like. So remember, because I have hooded eyes, I have to go above my crease a little bit to get eyeshadow to actually show up when my eyes are open. It's really fun. I wish I had more real estate on my eyelids, but I don't, so gotta work with what you got. So I'm still just kind of going in and blending out with Victory and Unveil, just at the outer corners. And also, I do want to say too that, like, I am definitely more interested in prison abolition, and the prison industrial complex is totally fucked up and racist and awful. So I'm not sitting here thinking or saying to you, oh, put all these rapists or abusers in prison, you know, for life or something. Because I know that that's not, I mean, it's proven that, you know, you put somebody in prison, they don't actually fucking learn anything. Not typically anyways. I think restorative justice is a really, potentially really great idea for those who don't know about it. Like, it's really about like community accountability and like all of that stuff, sort of taking, there's no like prison jail time involved. Google reformative justice though if you want to find out more about that, because I mean, that I think would be probably an ideal situation. However, as a survivor, I don't know that I'd be able to deal with that. You know, I think, and again, I don't think it's a one-size-fits-all situation. I think some survivors might find it really, really great and helpful, and others might just find it completely horrible, re-traumatizing, and, you know, all of that kind of shit. So it's hard because the prison industrial complex is awful, and restorative justice, though it could be really cool, might also be really fucking triggering and difficult for some survivors, if not all. So, you know, we have to kind of think about these things too, as we talk about, like, what do we want to see happen to abusers? Or, you know, like, I don't know, there's a lot to think about. So I'm going to go in with True Colors. God damn it. Can you see it? It's, nope. This like glittery, shimmery purple. I'm gonna do that on the inner corner of my lid. Yeah. So this palette is pretty pigmented and seems to blend pretty well. Granted, you know, as I always say in my videos, I am not a makeup artist. I do not intend to be a makeup artist. I just like to play with makeup. So I am not somebody who really knows much about like the science of makeup and all of that stuff. I just like to play with it and it's fun, so. But yeah, I did an Instagram live on Guerrilla Feminism's account last night about all of this basically. So if any of you are here from you know, who follow me on GF and who saw that, you know, a lot of what I'm saying might be kind of repetitive. But I was really kind of astounded by the people who again want to excuse celebrity abusers away and act like, well, you know, we can't boycott everything and we can't, you know, everybody's problematic and can't we just enjoy shit? Like, oh God. And, you know, specifically regarding Floyd Mayweather, people really were excited he won, which I understand. And the way the match was set up was really kind of just disgusting too, because it was very much taking advantage of the fact that, like, what's happening currently in our political climate, like with, I mean, obviously white supremacy has been around for fucking ever, but, you know, we're seeing more and more people really comfortable in public with their white supremacy and their Nazism, etc. And so, I don't know, it seemed really gross to me how it was like this, you know, they paired this black man up with this like racist white dude. And it's like, obviously these like Confederate Nazi white dudes were totally wanting Conor McGregor to win because they fucking are racist and hate black people. And so, you know, I understand being excited about like this black man winning against this white dude and like, yeah, if, I mean, I would be down with that too. But you bring up these other circumstances about Mayweather's background, and for me, that makes me less excited. And it sucks. I mean, it's really shitty, but you know, like I said earlier, I do think about like the survivors of his abuse that have to fucking see all this shit. That can't feel good, you know? I mean, okay, so I'm still just kind of going in with true colors. The inner corner and like about to halfway. So that's kind of what it's looking like. It's a little not super blended right now, so I'm gonna take care of that right now by just sort of using, I love these brushes, by the way, these Spectrum Cosmetic brushes. Hashtag not sponsored, but secretly want sponsorship from them because their shit is awesome. So I'm just kind of going in and blending. Blending, blending. I just think if we want survivors to actually report abuse, we have to fucking actually, first of all, believe them, but secondly, we have to show that we're not supporting abusers. And we're not doing that. We're not showing them that. We're showing them that, hey, if you're an abuser, not only do you not have any consequences, especially if you're a celebrity, but also even if you're just anybody, because let's face it, nobody fucking really does much time for abuse. But like, we need to show them like, yeah, like there's gonna be consequences for this shit. Just because this dude is a great boxer, or just because this dude is a great football player or a great musician or a great actor, doesn't mean that they don't get consequences for their fucking actions. I mean, young people, kids, see this shit and then they think, oh, okay, I can fucking hit whomever I want because, look, I can get accolades because of it, pretty much. I mean, it's super fucked up. So, I don't know. It really fucking pisses me off and angers me. And it makes me just, yet again, satisfied with the fact that I didn't report any of the rapes that happened to me. Because you know what? Even though the dudes who raped me were not famous by any means, I knew that they would not, like, nothing would happen to them, you know? They'd get a slap on their wrist. And I heard that Mayweather got like 60 days or something for his latest thing. And that's just like, that is enough time for like an abuser to just sit in jail and get more pissed off and angry. And then when they get out, come and find you. And it's really clear still that police are only really interested in helping a survivor, victim, however you identify, when you're dead. I mean, like, honestly, that's the fucking truth, right? So now I'm gonna go in with this Marc Jacobs, God, what the fuck is it called? Highliner, I think it's called, in Earthquake. It's just like a brown gel eyeliner. And I'm going to, god damn it, I hate when I do that. I need total concentration for this. I'm just going to line my upper lash line about halfway in. I was taught by a makeup artist years ago that if you line your eyes only halfway, it opens up your eyes more. I don't know if that's like really true, but I've been kind of doing that ever since. It's always scary for me to do this. It just feels really fucking weird too. Okay, so did that. And then I'm going to go in underneath as well. Not in my waterline, because that actually, I heard, kind of closes out the eye. So, I mean, depending on whatever look you're going for, but I want my eyes are kind of small-ish, and so I always want big eyes. I'm going to be kind of messy with the liner underneath because I'm going to go back in with eyeshadow and like kind of blend it, buff it out. So that's that. And then I'm going to go in with, where is my, okay. I'm going to go in with this smudging tool. If you don't have a smudging brush, I highly recommend one because, oh my god, I use this thing like all the fucking time. It just makes life so much better. So I'm really just going to go back in with those two darker colors, Victory and Unveil, underneath my eye and just sort of blend both, blend it all together. So as you can see, I kind of decided, fuck going halfway. I just brought it all the way over. So whatever, it's just makeup. Nobody cares, fuck it. See how that's kind of looking so far. I'm I'm going to do something with the waterline though, don't worry. I don't know, maybe you all think that this looks like total shit. I kind of, you know, I don't know, I'm still learning in my makeup regime. I really used to hate eyeshadow when I was in my 20s, or like up until my mid 20s maybe. I just was like, I think I hated it because I just didn't know how to do it and it felt too complicated. And so I was just like done with it, you know? But now I really fucking love it. I still don't think I can do it that well, but I mean, I don't think it looks that terrible, right? Maybe, maybe not. So what are some ways that we can actually show survivors that we give a shit? Well, I think one way is to believe them. That's, I think, the first and the most important one. And people, specifically MRAs and other dudes, really want to, you know, throw up this bullshit about, oh, what about the people who lie? Well, you know what? Guess what? That's like a very small fucking percentage. So it's better to err on the side of, oh, this person was abused, than to err on the side of, they probably weren't, you know? Because that percentage is so fucking small, it's like, it doesn't even fucking matter. So, yeah, believe them. Specifically, abusers who are, or rather survivors who are were abused by famous people, like, fucking make there be consequences. Show the rest of the world and society, like, we're not gonna stand for this. Like, this is fucked up. And give support to the survivor. You know, I see a lot of things too about how, oh, she was paid off, you know, and blah, blah, blah. So that's why she dropped, you know, she dropped her case or whatever. And like, honestly, yeah, because going through a court process is fucking hell. And if you are a regular person, or fuck, even if you're a celebrity with dating another celebrity and you get abused and have to deal with that shit, like, it's awful. It's awful for an everyday person to have to deal with a court process. So if a survivor decides they're gonna drop the case because maybe they are gonna get some reparations or whatever, like, fuck, do it. Like, do what you need to do to take care of yourself. And honestly, don't feel bad about it. Like, if the least you can get from the situation is money, like, no, it's not going to solve your trauma or your pain, but it's at least something, you know? And so it's just so gross how people talk about that, though. Like, oh, she was paid off. She got all this money. She probably made it up. Like, if you're an actual survivor, then you would understand that, like, no amount of money, like, is gonna feel okay for what happened to you. In fact, you would probably most likely prefer to never have been abused or assaulted, you know, than, like, get a ton of money for it. So, I mean, again, like, but if, again, you know, if that's all that, you know, you can get out of the situation, then fucking do it. But yeah, you know, I'm incredibly sick and tired of people who just want to continue to support these celebrity abusers because why not? Meh, they're good at what they do. No, like, stop it. Like, fucking R. Kelly, people still love him. And, oh my god, BuzzFeed wrote that article about him and all the fucked up shit that he's done to women. And I'm just like, why are people still fans of him? Holy shit, why? Like, there are cooler people out there, okay? So I'm gonna go in my waterline with Mr. Frosty by Benefit. I've had this for a really long time. I probably should throw it out, but I kind of don't care. It's just a white pencil basically. I'm not gonna do too much in here, just enough to kind of open up my eyes. So you can't even really tell, but yeah. Okay, then we're gonna do mascara. I'll list all of the products below. By the way, in case you're interested, I'm not trying to sell you shit, by the way. I don't get any commission for anything. If I did, I would fucking say so. I mean, you have, that's legally, people have to on YouTube anyways. But yeah, I would let you know. Okay, so, and I don't fuck with false lashes because I have actually fairly long lashes. They're very light in color though. And I also just don't care. I like, fake lashes are just, I mean, it's cool if you want to do that, but like, I'm just too, I don't know, not into it. Like, it just seems like too much work, to be honest. So I would rather just do my mascara. Also, you know, because like I said, like I'm kind of trying to do an everyday look, I would rather not. I mean, I don't think fake lashes would really go, like, do too much. I'm just gonna sort of blend out this a little bit more. Although I really liked what Pixie Woo said recently about being messy with your eyeshadow and how like making things look too perfect is kind of like, just fuck it, you know? And I was like, yes, finally. So I'm going to go in with Bare Minerals blush in the Aphrodisiac. You could do like a highlighter with this look. I did that, I think, the other day, but I don't really want, I mean, I'm trying to keep it kind of low-key at least. And since the makeup is pretty dark for like an everyday look, I don't really, I prefer to have more of a simple cheek situation going on, but do what you want to do. Okay, so what did we learn today? Anything? I hope so. Oh, I don't have lips on. What lips should I do? I'm gonna stick with natural stuff here. I'm gonna do one of my favorites, Libra, by Black Moon Cosmetics. Can't believe I almost forgot lips. It's really mesmerizing how some people do their lips and they do it like super slow, and I just like throw it on. I mean, my lips aren't that big, so that's probably why. Yep, so that is my look. Closing thoughts about all of this bullshit. Again, you know, I'm not telling you to feel bad for the media and whatever else you consume. I'm just merely asking you to think critically about it and to think about survivors and how shitty it is to be a survivor and to be a part of that club. It's not a club that anybody wants to be a part of. So yeah, think about that. Choose wisely what you're consuming. You know, again, whether or not you're paying for it or not, like with money, it's taking up brain space, it's taking up time, whatever else. So yeah, I think that's it. So this is my look. Let me know what you'd like me to talk about next time. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching so very much. Bye.